Hi, everybody. The Sports Guppy with you on the 19th of July. It's been about 2.5 weeks since the last video, so I thought it was time to update. A few things to talk about. Maybe do a little back patting while I'm at it. First of all, you may have noticed Cousin It is no longer. Got a haircut since my last video. Definitely needed it, so went ahead and took care of that. So we're looking a little more reasonable these days. I don't have a whole lot prepared, so a lot of this is going to be off the cuff, but I figured it was time to make a few comments both about the guppy and the whale. Now, of course, those of you new to this may not realize why all this started, but the Sports Guppy originally was just kind of a tongue-in-cheek development in response to the whale. Now, the whale came public back in February. With just touts a million, just all sorts of promises and stories about millions of dollars won and how he does it and how he's going to do it. And, well, it's been, I'm sorry to say for him, a disaster. There's no other way to put it. It's been a disaster every way you might want to look at it, from not telling the truth to not being able to pick games, to, well, whatever. The Sports Guppy, in the 4 months or so I've been doing this, quite frankly, has kicked his butt. The amateur has whooped the professional. Now, is that going to continue? I don't know. I have no reason to think it won't, but, you got to be a little bit humble in this, and I'm going to try to do that. But I also want to pat myself on the back here a little bit because we had a great day yesterday. 2 round robins hit, 1 3-teamer hit, made 107 units on the day. Of course, we don't care about units around here. We care about dollars, but that translated to $570. What was significant about it is for the first time in months, I'm back into positive territory overall. People who were with me at the beginning may recall that at the very beginning of this, I got on a hot streak almost out of the gate, and at one time was up over $7,000, then quickly gave it away. Got greedy. Let's just admit it. That's what it was. And I've been kind of, more down than up over the last about 3 months or so. Over the last 10 days, though, I've been more consistently winning than losing. It just so happens to coincide, I guess, with after working that long stretch. My picking kind of hit its nosedive at that stretch when I worked 7 days in a row at my other job, but I've been off that for a couple of weeks now, and since then, I've had more winning days than losing ones, and so we've been able to kind of bring the total up, and while it's only $100, I realize I'm not making anybody a fortune. If you have followed every play I have made at the unit risk that I have put it in, you would be up. And I'm not, now I know I sound like the whale, but you really would be. And I've got all, I've gone back, and you can look back on my videos, and you can look back at all of my results. If you had picked everything the way I picked it for the past 4 months, you would be up. If you did it with my bankroll, you would be up $100. It's not a whole lot of money, but if I can get going from here, we could accelerate it pretty quickly, and that's what we're hoping to do. But I want to be a little more careful on the money management side also. So you'll just have to follow along as I go over the next few days, but I'm hoping now maybe we can really get something going. One thing I have stopped doing, just kind of not paid attention to it, but my pick of the day, I haven't done it for a few days. I may eventually get back to it, but right now concentrating much more on the round robins because I think mathematically that's where this is. So even though I know that the prevailing wisdom out there is that parlays don't work, and that may still prove to be correct, I'm having a good time at this, and at least right now, I'm in positive territory. It's only $100, but hey, $100 is $100. That's how I look at it. All right, comments on the whale. Well, let's see. I am now 95% through his non-replenishable bankroll. I got 5% left. Of course, it was going to be totally impossible to even remotely come close to going through that, but I'm 95% through it, yet he still claims he's winning. It's just insane. Now, he may be winning himself. He may be winning for his inner circle, but the picks he is giving out to the public, he is not winning. And he's lying if he says he is. I mean, he just is absolutely 100% telling whoppers and falsehoods. It's a lie. It's nothing but a lie. He is not winning. He has not won since we started this in February. I hope it turns around. I'm still playing his picks, but I'm not putting much money on him. And why would you? I mean, his picking has been atrocious. I mean, let's just look at the numbers since I started tracking them. I started at the beginning of July tracking wins and losses just on all the games because I think there's some meaning to it. He is 78 wins, 91 losses, and 4 pushes. And that's now over 3.5 weeks. 78, 91, and 4. The Guppy, meanwhile, is 153 and 131 and 1. If I was picking them all as straights, I'd be up a little bit. If he was picking them all as straights, he would be down a huge amount of money. So this notion that the whale is winning, well, I mean, anybody with a brain knows it's not true. And I guess that's all I'm going to say about that. One thing I am going to do, one thing I've done for the last, well, most of the time since we've started doing this, is I've kind of deferred on the whale's picks. And what I mean by that is I've waited for him to make his picks and then as much as possible not use those games. Not because I don't think they're going to win, although that's certainly been the case, but I just don't, it didn't make a whole lot of sense for the whale to pick a game. You know, let's say he picks Pittsburgh and then I pick the other side because I'm playing them both. So it didn't make a whole lot of sense because sometimes you figure he's going to win and sometimes I'm going to win. But I'm not going to do that anymore because I think I'm losing some opportunity by not picking opposite some of his picks when he's losing more picks than he's winning. So while I'm going to continue to play his picks, although for right now it's certainly going to be at minimum levels, I'm making all of my picks in advance, and which I've done anyway. But I may just release them when I'm ready, rather than waiting till the end to see what the whale is going to pick and trying to stay away from those. I'm going to go ahead and just release them when I'm ready. And if they're different from his, so be it. I may revisit this if he gets on a roll and I start losing. Obviously, I'll revisit this, but it's been a pretty lengthy stretch where I've been looking at that and determined that right now I'm just a much better handicapper than he is. I don't know how else to put it. I don't want to sound like I'm patting myself on the back too much, but good God. I mean, how much longer do we have to look before reality sets in? I hope he turns things around. I really do. But I mean, it's just sucked. And you look at the videos, and he gets more desperate by the day. I mean, when he starts talking about how it's all skill, I don't want that kind of skill. I don't want his skill right now because he can't pick anything. At least not consistently. I still believe that there's a tremendous amount of luck involved. Now, his rebuke to that would be, if there's so much luck involved, how could I be winning season after season, year after year, if there's so much luck involved? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. He's not winning season after season, year after year. I didn't buy that when it came out 5 months ago because nobody would win 30 consecutive years. So I didn't buy it then. I certainly don't buy it now after 5 months. Anyway, I shouldn't be so hard on him because karma can be a bitch and you never know what can happen. But I wish him luck, and I certainly hope things turn around. And for Guppy followers, I hope things continue to be hot. All right, I will be releasing picks later in the day. This is going to be a full day of baseball. We got a lot of afternoon stuff, so I'll be going through that here pretty quickly. and release it later this morning. 10 minutes into the video is probably long enough, so we'll start a new comments page here on this video, and look forward to hearing from everybody. Any questions, comments, concerns, throw them at me, and hopefully let's continue this recent fairly hot streak that we've had. All right, that's it for now. This is the Guppies signing off, wishing you and yours a pleasant good day.